Were you among the millions of people today who were obsessed with what James Comey had to say to a congressional committee? I didn't watch the show, but I did skim a few news stories about it. All afternoon, people asked me what I thought. Some people thought that Comey's testimony amounted to a smoking gun and that, well, you know what they thought it meant. Others were quick to dismiss it. People in the media making commentary might as well have been living on different planets because they all seemed to see what they wanted to see. Me? I don't have any firm opinions. What's more, I just don't think it matters. I think it's an absolute waste of time to follow it, to pay attention, to read stories about it, to bother formulating specific opinions about what's going to happen. I don't have any predictions. Even as little attention as I've paid, I know I've wasted my time. There's always a scandal in politics, at least one, frequently more. People seem to believe that this one, whatever this one is right now, is a really important one. Whichever is going on when they are obsessed, that's an important one to them. Do you remember the mid-'70s, or were you alive back then? I was a kid, but I still remember being glued to the television watching the Watergate committee hearings. I thought it really mattered. I really did. But after Richard Nixon resigned, did anything fundamental change? No, of course not. There have been dozens of scandals in my lifetime. In the Reagan administration, there was Iran-Contra. I don't know if you remember or not, the Reagan administration illegally, flat out illegally, sold arms to Iran in order to get money to send to groups in Central America who were fighting a communist government that Congress had refused to get in the middle of. Let's just put it that way. I don't even want to get into trying to explain the Sandinistas it just doesn't matter. We thought it was a big deal at the time. Most of us did. Some of us were on one side, some were on another, but everybody thought it was a big deal. Well, it wasn't. Bill Clinton was surrounded by scandals and bimbo eruptions. There was Whitewater. I would be willing to bet that hardly anyone remembers now what that was even about, what the allegations were, what the facts were. Well, frankly, we'll never know all of the facts, but that's another story. There was Monica Lewinsky and various other women. Clinton lied under oath in a civil lawsuit. He lied about sex, and he was impeached for that. Now, everybody thought this was a big deal on one side or the other. Some people thought it was terrible that Clinton had lied, although frankly, let's be honest, they just opposed him and were happy to have a reason to attack him, but that's irrelevant. Some people thought it was a big deal for that reason, and other people thought it was a big deal because Clinton was being unfairly attacked for political purposes. But did any of that change anything? No, it didn't. Nothing changed. Every administration and pretty much every state capital has its own scandals. The media report them as though they're important. Partisans on each side fight each other, and nothing changes. Nothing, except things get worse. So when you ask me about James Comey versus Donald Trump, well, I could take the time to wade through the details of what he said, and I could come out with an interpretation. I could give you an opinion. I could make one side happy or the other side happy, or I could make both sides unhappy. I don't know. But here's the thing. Nothing about what is going on in Washington matters. Just as none of those other scandals mattered. The government keeps spending more money. Government at all levels keeps taking more and more and more control of your lives, regardless which party is in power, regardless which scandals are pursued. Did Trump lie? I doubt the man can brush his teeth without finding a way to lie. Of course he lied. Did Comey tell the truth? Probably. But what difference will that make? You can't prove anything, and even if you could prove what he said, you can't prove intent. But there's a much bigger issue here. Whether Trump stays or goes, government keeps growing. While politicians and the media obsess about this scandal, the country continues to head off a cliff. We are heading towards social, economic, and political meltdown. Whether Trump goes or stays, and no matter who comes next, the incumbent party will keep fighting over who controls the wheel on the bridge of a sinking ship. So if you want my advice, and I don't mind if you don't, quit paying attention to the entertainment in Washington. Give that attention instead to things that might matter. Love the people in your life who are worth loving. Pursue your dreams. Make your fortune. Play with your dog. Read books. Write. Live your life. The insanity in Washington will play itself out with or without you. Don't give it your attention when it can achieve absolutely nothing for you. You get only one shot at living this life. Being a spectator for this sort of ugly spectacle is a waste of that one life. Let's pursue what matters. Let's love each other. Let's think and pray and build. Let's be ready for whatever comes after the insanity of the corrupt system we have today. I believe that everybody who is trying to control us through this corrupt and coercive system is equally evil. Democrat, Republican, whether they're honest politicians or the corrupt kind. I think they're all evil because at the core of the system is coercion. The system says we have the right to take your money without your consent. We have the right to tell you what you must do. That is evil. I cannot stop them, but I won't give them any more of my attention than I have to. I have only one life, and I intend to live it doing things that might matter. Nothing, and I mean nothing, about Trump versus Comey will matter. I am absolutely certain of that.